Go. And let me move my little box doohickey so I can block the replay bar. I don't know if the ISL2 banner actually covers it. Aha! Look at that. Fantastic. So that is all nice and covered. And in the top right, as the orange Protoss once again, we have ISL2's Zepish. And in the bottom left, as the purple Protoss, hey look, they're actually same colors as the last game. Sweet. So it's going to be Vanatir. A PvP on Blue Storm, which means that we are most likely going to see 10-12 gate into expansions from both players. It will be interesting to see exactly how many zealots each player makes before expanding. Now, Zepish I actually don't know too much about. Vanatir is something like a B-ish German Protoss player. He actually played, I remember a while back he played in a fair number of IC Cup tournaments. And give me 1 second while I actually pull up Kid Canada's handy dandy factoid sheet. A huge shout out to Casey, who basically went through all the players' match lists and figured out all the fun facts about them. So Vanatir has no fun facts. He's 50% against Protoss. Zepish, Zepish is apparently pretty good. He got B- in the latter stage and went 3-3 versus Dragon. LRM Dragon, who is definitely a good player. So yeah, very interesting. Although I think Dragon plays Zerg, plays EVP, so don't know what that says. I mean, that's no indication of his PvP, but interesting nonetheless. So Zepish checking to make sure there's no proxies in his base. Vanatir opting not to do so. There could be gateways hidden in the fog. He would never know. But it is a 10-12 gate from both players. So nothing out of the ordinary. And there goes... Well, Vanatir's gateway is actually quite a bit ahead of Zepish's. I'm not actually sure what's up with that. Pretty sure they were 10-12 gates. Well, rather I assume they were. And this pylon looks very awkward. Look at this placement. I don't know why it's not in line with the other pylon. Actually I do know. If this pylon was in line with that pylon, if this pylon was killed, this gateway wouldn't be powered anymore. But if you build the pylon 1 hex down over here, they both power both gateways. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's the case. I mean, he could have just put it over here or something. But actually, that yeah, it does affect the power range. Is basically this is the edge of the power radius. So if you put it 1 hex up, you'll have an unpowered gateway. Little tidbit for you guys. And Vanatir now has a probe out. Looks like he's going to expand off of 3 zealots. Indeed, he is. There is the Nexus at 22 supply. Meanwhile, Zepish is saving up some money, so Zepish looks like he's going to follow suit. But Zepish basically is doing the same thing as Vanatir, but slower for whatever reason. I mean, look, so there's his Nexus, and he also did it at 23 food. But for some reason, his 23 food was just that much later than Vanatir's. Vanatir now getting a gas. And looks like just going to block up this narrow choke with 1 zealot. I'm just going to leave 2 zealots here on the ramp, the top of the ramp. Another probe coming out for Zepish. The scouting probe from Vanatir, I guess that's the same one for the initial probe. It's still alive here. Zepish's probe, I guess, got killed by zealots, which, oh man, look at that. That is very, very sloppy by Zepish. I mean, you shouldn't be losing probes to zealots. If you're, I mean, you got B-, right? If you're B-, man, you should not be losing probes to zealots, especially at this early stage in the game where, you know, there's not really that much going on. Don't lose your probe. It's very, very important, actually. Anyway, so our next core is finished, and wow, Vanatir is somehow just pulling further and further ahead without actually doing anything. Wow, and now, see, look, he's got a Citadel started, and Zepish's core has only just started. This is like, it's like Idristal winning without doing a single thing, man. I don't know. Oh, he actually is, because he's not making zealots. Look at that, he's got 3 zealots. And Zepish actually has 7. But he's not attacking, though, because he doesn't realize that Vanatir didn't make any zealots. So this is actually really, really nice by Vanatir. So that actually explains why Vanatir is just pulling ahead in this game, because he's not spending his money on zealots. He's just teching up really quickly, and it's paying off, because Zepish, with his not so great scouting, is not capitalizing on his zealot advantage, which means that as the game goes on, it's not really going to be an advantage at all, because he's going to be down on tech. So here's an attack. Now this one zealot will do quite nicely. I think only one zealot can attack it at a time even. Yeah. So Zepish can back up a little bit. That might actually let his probe scout in though, but at this point, I don't think Vanatir really cares. He's got everything up that he wants to. Ooh, look at that! Switching out the damage zealot. Very nice move right there. He needs to reblock that though. Oh man, he just pulled all his dudes back to take out that one probe. But no, looks like he's going to get a free zealot here. Is he going to get it? No, doesn't quite get it. Now the probe does get in and see the citadel. And don't know if he's going to see the archives. Interesting that legs is being upgraded as well as an archives being made without the second gas. He's not going to have any gas to afford a... Well, has he made a Templar? He has made 1 DT. But that's interesting. I guess, maybe he just wanted a DT and then he was just going to go for more zealot heavy composition. Not sure. So, Zepish, meanwhile, looks like he's going to opt for the Dragoon route, going for Goon range and a Robo. I assume that's actually just for Obs, not for Reavers at this point in the game. It could still be for Reavers. But I do prefer Vanatir's style here, the Zealots and eventually Templar composition. Well, mainly because of this narrow choke. You see, Dragoons can't actually walk through here. So depending on where you rally your gateways, you can end up with a lot of Dragoons stuck trying to get through here because of the AI pathing tries to push them through, but they can't get through. You actually have to rally, I think, up here or something so that they run around. So I do prefer actually the Zealot Templar composition. Now the 1DT is going to get blocked a little bit. There is a cannon out already, so well, it can actually run around the back here to the back of the mineral line. But an Obs should be out shortly. Well, the observatory is only halfway done actually, so this DT could still do a little bit of damage, and yeah, look at that. Gonna get a few probe kills, gonna force the probes off the line, and it's just gonna be able to sit here until the Obs gets out, so that's a very, very effective DT. And of course, Vanatir did get the cannons to defend against any DTs of his opponent, having to delay the Obs. He's going a bit high on the money though. I wish he would build something. He's only got 3 gateways, can definitely afford a couple more here on 2 bases. Even though he is teching up, getting the +1 attack upgrade. And looks like speed is already finished for him. But this DT, keeping the guys off the natural. Looks like it's 5 gateways. Yep, 5 gateways. 5 gateways against 3 actually. That's very interesting. But here comes the speed lot attack. Going after the cannon, but there is an observer out though, so it's not going to work out exactly as he'd planned. An interesting move there, trying to snipe the cannon to allow the DT to do maximum damage, but no, there is an observer. However, speedlots though are pretty good against Dragoons. I wish this DT would actually do something useful, as in, you know, attack the units. Of course, DTs have massive DPS there with their 40 damage per swipe, but Vanatir is going to lose all his dudes. Finally moving the DT in, but you know, that's spotted. There's an observer there. So yeah, that's... Wait a minute, did he not notice? Okay, no, he did notice. Whew, I was gonna say, if Zepish didn't notice that DT running into his base, that... Well, you know, he's still gonna get a lot of kills. It's 12 kills on the DT. Huh. I think that was a little bit more effective than it should have been. Looks like +1's well on the way. Vanatir's setting up to take a 3rd here. That seems a bit risky. The Obs is gonna see that. And here come the Dragoons of Zepish. I don't like this move out though, because in these small numbers, speedlots will completely tear them apart. You can do hold position micro, but against speedlots, it's still tough. You really want a decent number of Dragoons to take advantage of the fact that you have a range attack and Zealots don't. And even then, even in mid-high numbers, speedlots are pretty good against Dragoons. Speedlots are just pretty good against Dragoons in general, man. What can I say? Looks like range is now going down for Vanatir, as well as his 3rd Nexus. So a very nice position for him. If we look at the food counts, he's at 86 food against 79. So even though he expanded faster, he's got more tech up, he's still ahead in the supply. The archives is just now going down for Zepish. Well, it's halfway done, so not just, but definitely behind on the tech. And I don't know what he's trying to accomplish moving out with this small force of Dragoons, Because if he gets surrounded by Zealots, he could easily lose, 3-4 Dragoons for free. And in fact, that's possibly what's exactly going to happen right here. He's attacking up a ramp against Speedlots. That is not how you use Dragoons. Lucky for him, though, Vanatir wasn't on top of it. Vanatir might have wanted to just right-click past the Dragoons and try and get a surround off, but, well, he might actually get one for free right here, and not quite. Zepish regrouping with a few more units. Now has Speedlots of his own. Now this is the kind of engagement that he wants, although I think he wants the Zealots to be covering for his Dragoons. It looks like the Zealots of both players are closing with each other's Dragoons, but Zepish actually coming out with a lot more units thanks to his extra gateways. It was 5 gateways to 3 for quite a while. I'm actually not sure how many gateways there are out now. It looks like Vanatir finally adding a bunch more, is up at 7 gateways against the still 5 of Zepish. So with this third base up and now the gateway advantage in Vanatir's favor, he should be able to do a nice macro up. And oh, looks like DTs are in the natural, but there is an observer there. Now, I don't actually know how DTs fare against Zealots. Does a DT beat a Zealot one-on-one? I think it does, right? 120, 160, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's DT beats a Zealot one-on-one, but still. Anyway, now here's the attack by Zepish. Not many units for Vanatir. Vanatir could be in a little bit of trouble right now. He needs some reinforcements. The thing is, he is close to home base. Oh no, 2 of these gateways are unrallied. But, well, actually, with some decent micro and some less than stellar control by Zepish, not using his Zealots in the fight. Although, wow, that Zealot actually has 7 kills. Those must all be probe kills. 11 kills between those 3 Zealots. I guess they were going to town on the probes here. As we can see, there's not that many probes left at that base, but thanks to that momentary distraction, it looks like Vanatir will at least hold. And I like this Ob's actually checking everything out. A random probe here, not sure what that's for. But Vanatir cleaning up. No, here are the reinforcement Zealots. They do have +1 now. It's actually +1 against +1. But it's not going to be enough, so Zepish will have to retreat. Zepish looks like he's rallied everything down, or he's just right-clicking them down, I don't know. But, what is going on here? Oh my god, a DT in the main with 25 kills. I did not notice that. It looks like the DT, I guess that was the DT from before. It snuck into the main. Zepish didn't see it. I didn't see it. But that could actually have decided the game right there. Oh man, those DTs, they're pretty wily. This is why I always build a cannon in every mineral line in PvP, because DTs, they are pretty good, and it looks like finally some units are going to come back here and clean it up for Zepish.